So people don't realize that Islamophobia is not actually a sentiment towards Muslims as much as it is a concerted effort, an organized effort to prevent Muslims from participating in public life, prevent them from participating in the economy, preventing them from participating in public politics, and if you prevent people from being able to participate in the economy and politics of their societies, you don't just not allow them to contribute, you also prevent them from being able to live their lives fully, make the living that they ought to be able to make, be able to live in the places that they want to live. In that sense, it becomes a human rights issue. Because it's not about how people feel about Islam or Muslims. It's actually a concerted effort to prevent Muslims from participating fully in the societies in which they live. It's hard to know exactly what the reason in the uptick is, because it's not just restricted to the United States, it's global. We're seeing rise of Islamophobia in places like India, in the United States particularly in more recent years, when we had the Muslim ban and so on. And we're also seeing it in China, for example. So it's become against the Uyghur population, Muslim Uyghur populations in China. So it's become a global phenomena. I don't know exactly whether anyone has figured out what the impetus behind that is, but what it does show us is that Islamophobia has become a governing mechanism, a mechanism by which governments of the United States, India, and China, in particular right now, in Myanmar, for example, with the Rohingya Muslims, are using anti-Muslim legislations, anti-Muslim policies, promoting Islamophobic sentiments in society, permitting Islamophobic attitudes to be widespread in societies as a means of pursuing state desires and state objectives, which is hugely problematic. I mean, one would hope that people's participation in the political, if you think about the United States, participation in American government and American society would be based on the principles, right? That principles of freedom, democracy, and so on. So irrespective of who's involved, they would want to participate in making sure those rights are equally applicable to everybody.